Hey everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So for today's video, we're going to do something a little bit new. I'm going to talk about my 2024 tarot goals with you and write them down as we talk about them. And I just thought this is something that I wanted to do to further improve my practice for 2024. I'm entering my hermit year next year and also my third year of learning tarot, and I feel like it's time to kind of take it a step further or step it up a notch. Before we start though, I know my voice isn't the same. It sounds a bit weird. I caught another cold this December. I just got over COVID at the start of the month and I was okay for like a week or two, and now I have colds again. So it sucks because Christmas is in a few days, and I'm really hoping that I feel better by then. But I really did want to film this because I really wanted to talk about the goals that I had for my practice, and the reason why I'm also filming it and talking about it is because I feel that there would be some kind of accountability, something that would propel me to do this and encourage me to meet these goals for 2024. So of course, for those who are really not interested to hear me ramble about what I want to achieve in 2024, at the end of this, I'll also be showing you some decks that I will be working with next year. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that. As always, I also do have links down below in the description box if you want to skip this entire part and just head on straight to the decks. Okay, so I think the first goal that I really want to achieve or to do next year is to read more books. So I know that I'm gonna say a minimum of 12 books. So I think this is going to be like tarot books, tarot guide books, tarot adjacent books, or stuff like that. Let me zoom in so you can also see my not so good handwriting. But anyway, so I'm gonna say 12 books, and I know that for some people this might be a low number. And honestly, when I think about it, I do feel like this is a low number for me. When I was a kid, I used to read a lot. I was a voracious reader. I could read a book or two a day. I was really hooked on Nancy Drew, the Hardy Boys. So I could read a book a day, and at the height of it, even when I was in elementary, I even read during class, which is not something that I would recommend you do. But yeah, so for me, reading is something that I could really get, or I used to really love doing. And then, I don't know, it changed, I guess, over the past 20, 30 years. You know, you read less and less. You focus on work more and more. And now I find it so difficult to finish a book. You know, even though I love working with guidebooks, I still haven't really, or I can count the guidebooks that I've been able to read cover to cover. And I also have a lot of tarot books, a lot of tarot adjacent books that I have on my Kindle, or I have the actual book for on my shelf that I haven't really gotten into or started but haven't finished. And I really want to improve that. So next year, I want to set a goal of reading at least 12 books. Okay. All right, so maybe the next, my next goal is going to be to spend more time with my decks. And I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but you know, I do have quite a number of decks, and I don't really think that I spend as much time appreciating them or using them as much as I can, and I think that needs to change, because with the number of decks that I have, for somebody who doesn't read for others, I think that I don't think that I am making the most of the tools that I have. So I also want to improve on that in 2024. And I'm of course, so there are many ways that I can spend time with my decks, right? So of course there would be that would be reading for myself, for others, but I don't really read much for others, so it's mostly for myself. Then of course there would be studying, right? Studying the deck. What else? Just shuffling it, you know, just getting the practice of holding it in your hands, putting your energy to it. And what else? Yeah, I think just looking at the art, appreciating the art. What else? Oh, okay. Or maybe that's a separate, yeah, I'll make it a separate goal, and I want to organize tarot collection. And I do have a list of my my collection. I know how many decks I have when I bought it. I know how much I've spent on decks, and it's a ridiculous amount if I do say so myself. But I do want to further organize that, maybe by theme, by let's see, theme, use, like what do I use it for? What kind of readings do I do with it? Oh, and also location. So this is already existing, and the reason for that is because I do keep decks here at my place. Most of my decks are here with me at my place, but I do keep a couple, or well, quite a few. Maybe a third of my collection is at my parents' house. So I also want to organize it in such a way that whenever I'm looking for a specific energy, wherever I'm at, because I'm at my parents' house like half of the week, I would have it there as well. Because sometimes what happens is, like, if I'm in the mood for, let's say, animal energy, and then I realize that all of my animal decks are here, and then, you know, it's kind of like a missed opportunity to work with that particular energy or that particular deck because I didn't plan the logistics well enough. So yeah, so I want to organize my collection better, and maybe with the organization I can finally do a tarot collection video, you know, so that you can also see my entire collection. Okay, and then another goal that I want to do would be to keep a tarot journal. So I do have a tarot journal already, but it's not something that I update consistently, and it's I just take a photo of, let's say, a relevant reading for me, and I have an online journal and I just type about it. And I think that there's still something different about writing things down. That's why I'm actually writing these goals down. And I got this blank notebook specifically for that, so that I can fill it in and I can just jot down relevant readings for me, or even just a card a day. I also bought a tarot journal. Let's see if that would also help me be more consistent with my practice. But yeah, that is something that I want to achieve next year. Okay, so maybe maybe I should also put a goal for this channel. So I created this channel, or it's really because I wanted to give like extra use for my decks, because again, I just use it for myself, and initially it was something that I did, or doing flip throughs was something I did to kind of bond with my decks better. It kind of changed over time, because as soon as I got the new deck in, sometimes I wanted to show it right away, and it also gave the decks additional purpose, because if I wasn't using them, at least I was able to show off the cards for people who also appreciated or liked seeing decks on YouTube. So so maybe, oh, you know what, for me, for my channel at least, I think I want to film a VR, yeah, so a VR or a video response, or like participate in a hashtag challenge. So, you know, I love watching these kinds of videos. I haven't really participated in any yet, and maybe that's a goal for 2024, because I really do want to do it. But it's just my filming schedule is also very inconsistent. Sometimes I wouldn't film for weeks on end and just film 10 videos in a row because that would be when my work would would let up. And yeah, 2023 was really a crazy year for me work-wise. So yeah, and anyway, what else? Okay, so I think maybe lastly I want to do a focused study. And what I mean by that is because right now I do feel like I'm jumping and trying to learn so many things all at once, you know, because you have when I got into tarot, it rekindled my interest in crystals, mythology, astrology, and then also Lenormand, numerology, chakras. So all of these tarot adjacent things. And now there's also alchemy and runes. So there's so many things that I can learn. And I really do want to do a focused study, because I feel like if I just I feel like I need some kind of structure, right? And if I don't do a focus study, it's just going to be, you know, I would know some, but I wouldn't really be able to integrate it. Or, how do I don't know. I just feel like I really need to focus on something, because especially now, I'm feeling just all over the place. And tarot was supposed to help me ground or to focus, and I use it to do that, but it's also making me branch off into so many different things. And yeah, so I think I need to plan and refocus. And maybe I can do this by having like a deck of the year study. I don't know, I'm not sure, or really just among the topics that I mentioned, like have a focus area for the year. So like I'm thinking astrology, because that has been something that I have been interested in and trying to learn, and I have a lot of tools and references for it already. So yeah, I can also choose that, or at least get deeper into my study for astrology. Also really want to learn the Lenormand once and for all, because I feel like it's some of the readings that I do with tarot would be better served by a Lenormand, to be honest. So I'm just writing this down, but after this, you know, these are like the high level ideas. But after this, I'm also still going to do a more in-depth planning, you know, convert these goals into SMART goals. You know, something specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So I still have to do that work. And yeah, but basically these are the things that I want to achieve. And okay, so maybe one last thing. Although this one, I think that this last goal is really just because I know I spent a lot this year. Honestly, if I slash my budget for decks next year by 50%, I would still be able to buy most of the things that I want. It's really because majority of my disposable income this year really just went into tarot. Last year, it was because I rediscovered my love for crystals. The things that I bought, or my splurges, were mostly for were split between crystals and tarot. But this year, I think that I was able to get, or you know, my crystal shopping was done. I'm happy with my collection. So all of it was fueled into my tarot collection. And if you didn't know, I live in the Philippines, and I usually source my decks from the US, and I have a PO box address there, and forward the decks to me. So usually I do forward a box at least once a quarter, and it's usually in bulk. So I get like maybe 10-15 decks at a time. I do take advantage of sales a lot, and I do want to maximize on the shipping, which is why I transfer or ship things in bulk. So as of now, I actually have 3 boxes on its way to me. So I would be getting decks in January, and then I think in March and probably April. So I'm pretty sure I don't really need to spend on decks next year. I'm actually quite happy with my collection, even the ones coming in, and I think that that would give me enough to work with and to study for 2024. All right, so actually those are my 2024 goals. So thanks for listening to that, and then let's go on and let's move on to the decks. So the first 3 decks, this isn't a surprise. I just posted this video last week, so by the time you see this so you'll be seeing this video on the 31st of December. I had just posted about these decks. This is the Green Glyphs set, so I am excited to work with this in 2024. So this is by James R. Eads, and it is an entire collection that started from his Green Glyphs Lenormand. Now there is also a tarot, an oracle, and a rune deck. But yeah, so mostly I'm going to be working with the tarot, the Lenormand, and the oracle for 2024. So this is the tarot. It is a smaller size. Yeah, I do enjoy I do enjoy side shuffling this deck. Usually I love riffle shuffling, but yeah, I have to make do with this one because the cardstock is a bit stiff for riffle shuffling because of the size. So that is the tarot. So I'm just grabbing decks behind me. This is the oracle, and I was really drawn to this one. So the Lenormand and the oracle was what really got me. I like this because the keywords, well, not the keywords, the objects used or the subject of the deck is unique. So yeah, I find it interesting. Usually I like having keywords, but there is a benefit to this deck not having keywords, and you know, the actual objects on the cards are quite interesting. This one is really, I don't know how to interpret that yet, but yeah, you don't really see that on decks. Drain. So yeah, so this is the Green Glyphs Oracle. Also the same size, like pocket size. And lastly, for the Green Glyphs, this is the Lenormand. So this is what started it all. So this is the Lenormand, and like I mentioned, I really do want to get into Lenormand. I think that my readings, especially the ones that I do for myself at the start of the day, may be better served by a Lenormand than a tarot. I don't know, I haven't really gotten that deep into Lenormand yet, so that's why this is one of my goals as well for 2024. So that is the Green Glyphs Lenormand. Maybe continuing with the pocket-sized decks, I have here the Velouria's Tarot and the Sweet Foragers Tarot. So these are both by Sam Rook and published by Rockpool. I love the size of these decks. I do like mini decks because my hands are relatively small. So for the Sweet Foragers Tarot, I haven't really used this yet. I just looked through it. I am really drawn by the art. I think it's cute. I think it's I love the colors. I love the representations. It feels like there's a bit of an alien vibe and also like a fae vibe. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I find it whimsical and both adorable and colorful and interesting to look at, but also easy to read because it is very much RWS as well. So yeah, I'm excited to work with that one. I think I have all 3 Rockpool decks of this size. I also have the Squid Cake Marseille. And this one I've started using. This is Velouria's Tarot. It is the mass market version of, I think, an indie deck called, if I'm not mistaken, Penelope's Tarot. So this one I really like. As well, love the pink because that's my favorite color. the pink and teal combination is really good. The limited color palette, even though it's a limited color palette, I really like how it is. I think it works really well in this size, the images, and it is a bit tippish, but very, very easy to read again. And yeah, I like pulling it out because it's small. It's just very easy to read with. Like, I've been using this almost daily when I'm here because it just feels like an easy to use and a light energy that I can work with. And yeah, and sometimes I would I'm sorry if you're hearing fireworks. Since I'm recording this so close to New Year, there are a lot of fireworks going on around. But anyway, as I was saying, I do like just getting this maybe while I'm listening to a meeting and just mindlessly shuffling. Yeah, and I think that also helps me bond with my deck, so it's a good thing. It's a good practice to do. Okay, so the Gentle Tarot. So I have had copies of the Gentle Tarot before. So I got the pocket, I have the linen, and I have the full size now with the full size guidebook. So I have rehomed my pocket, but I still have the linen. That is actually my favorite version of this deck. But I do have the full size, and this one is in order because I'm using the linen more. But actually, this is a good candidate for if I will be doing a deck of the year study. I think this is a great candidate for that because it has a really, really good guidebook. And I have 2 copies of the deck because I have the full size, which I can use here, and I have the linen that I use at my parents' house. So yeah, that is the Gentle Tarot. I already have 2 flip-throughs of this deck, so you've seen it a lot already on my channel. Next, okay, so this is a new deck that I just got recently, and I actually bought this without reading much about it. It's a new release from Vermilion collection. It's called the Geometric Dreamland Tarot, and I already filmed a flip through of this, but it hasn't been posted yet by the time you watch this. So this would be your first look. So I was really drawn to the art. So it is a geometric pattern that basically form the tarot. And the moment I saw it, I was like, oh, I want that deck. And it is based or loosely based on RWS, I think, because some of the imagery is not RWS imagery, but it is labeled, and I think you can read. I think you can read this intuitively. Actually, I bought this to help me read more intuitively. I really like this deck. I do have some complaints about the borders, but overall, I have been enjoying using this over the past week because this is really quite new to me. But yeah, it's an interesting deck. And for the indie decks, I will be linking down where I got them in the description box if you are interested in getting them. Also gilded in silver. So that is the Geometric Dreamland. Okay, so I still have a couple of decks, and we're almost 30 minutes in, but yeah, I have a few more decks. Okay. All right, so this year, 2024 is the year I think that I will finally be ready to use my Playful Heart. So this is the Oracle. This is the Playful Heart Tarot, and I've had this I think for more than a year now, but this is still in order because I haven't used it. Honestly, it's because I feel as cute and as adorable as this is, I feel this is a shadow work deck for me. So that is the energy that I got off it when I first got this deck. And yeah, I think I'm ready to work with this in 2024. So it's still in order, but yeah, something that I will be using. I'm still undecided if the Oracle is something that I would shuffle into the deck. Usually I use them separately, but for this, I might shuffle it in. Okay, so that is the Playful Heart Tarot. What else do we have here? Okay. Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. I got this year. I haven't really used it much, but want to use it more. Also it doesn't come with a guidebook, so hopefully it would also help me develop or further help me learn how to read intuitively. So I do like this deck a lot. I was drawn to this the moment I saw it, but it took me a while to get it. I got it from a friend who was rehoming her copy. Yeah, there's something about the colors, something about the mood this deck has. I really like it, and I want to keep using it. I want to use more of it in 2024. All right, okay, so that is the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. I have a few more. I still have a few more decks, guys, so just give me a minute. Okay, so this is the Soul Trees Ascension Oracle, and of the Soul Trees decks, this is my favorite. I've used this a lot this year, but I want to keep using it. I think it matches well with a lot of my decks. I do have a lot of, let's say, nature-based animal decks, and yeah, because it's just a tree, and I have a lot of watercolor decks, yeah, so it matches a lot, and I want to keep using it in 2024. Love the keywords, love the color, love the gilding. Yeah, it's just a very versatile oracle deck. Yeah, this is the Soul Trees Ascension edition. Okay, so I think I have like 4 more, 5. Oh, there's still a couple more. Oh, so this is a big deck. I just got this, so I haven't used it, and it is a chunky deck. Oh, I realized my video is zoomed all the way in. Okay, let me zoom out a little. So I haven't used this, but it is one of the decks that I am most excited to use next year. The guidebook that comes with this is like chunky. And it looks like it does have a lot of detail, a lot of information. This is gilded. This is from Blue Angel. So they don't do a lot of tarot decks, but yeah, so the cardstock is the same as their oracle decks. And wow, the art here is just beautiful. I wasn't really sure about this deck because it does feel a little on the Star CD vibe, which I'm not exactly, I don't exactly resonate with that energy, but I will show you another deck that I got this year that I have been using that I like a lot, and it also has the same vibes and would match really well with this deck. So when I saw this, and I was really drawn to the art, I thought that since I enjoyed that deck, I might give this a chance. And really, oh sorry, I'm getting lost in the art, but yeah, excited to work with this. Really beautiful. So this is by Izzy Ivy, and this is the Unveiling the Golden Age Tarot. And other deck that I mentioned that had a little bit of a starseed vibe was the Lemurian Starchild Oracle. So this is the smaller version, or the pocket size. And there's a bigger version of this, but this pocket size I think was newly released this year, and I took a chance because I was drawn to the art, and I'm so glad that I did. It doesn't come with a guidebook with the box, but you do have individual QR codes per card. But I also, because I enjoyed working with this deck this year, I purchased a Kindle ebook for the Lemurian Starchild. So I something about this deck really, it's not my usual vibe, it's not my usual aesthetic, but I was drawn to this and I really enjoyed using it this year. So just to show you how, I mean, it looks like it's made for each other, right? So this is the Unveiling the Golden Age Tarot and the Lemurian Starchild in the middle. So I don't really do a lot of deck pairings, but this is just like a match. And something that, oh, maybe I should have added that to my goals, but yeah. Sorry for the camera shake. Okay, so I think I have 4 more decks, guys. Just bear with me, okay? But come on, I know you like seeing decks. This is the Wild Unknown Pocket Animal Spirit. So I used to have the full size of this and rehomed it, not because I didn't like it, but because of space concerns. So at the time, I didn't have my space sorted out, so I just had to rehome decks that were basically, I had to say goodbye to some decks that were taking up too much space. And if you know the packaging for the Wild Unknown series, it's like a box in a box, and and yeah, it at the time I really didn't have the space for it, but I did miss it, and I'm just so glad they have it in a pocket size, because I think the art still looks really good at this size. I also like it because I have smaller hands, yeah. And even the guidebook, you can still read the smaller guidebook. So I'm so glad that they have it in this size. Honestly, I would repurchase and rehome my full-size tarot if I wasn't too attached to the cardstock on the full size, because that, I don't know what cardstock it is, but that is one of my favorites. So I am keeping the tarot full size because of that, but I might actually be tempted to also get the tarot in a pocket size. Going back to another pocket size deck. This is a Filipino made oracle deck. It's called I think Questions from the Cosmos. I've had this for a while, and I have been using this for a while, but I haven't really had the chance to show it because I felt like when I show this, I want to be more versed with astrology terms and relate it better to that, just because I think that, you know, that would give more justice to this deck. So this is one of my favorites for just having a prompt, or actually sometimes I also use it to come up with a spread. So, you know, like I have 3 cards. What direction should I go to? What do I learn? What part of my life is in perfect harmony? And then I draw a tarot for that. So I think this deck is really well made. It's one of my favorites. And I just want to continue using it in 2024. And I haven't shown this to you yet, and I don't think that a lot of people know about it. So I do want to highlight this deck. So I will be linking in the description box where you can get the decks that I talk about, except for the mass market ones, because that's just you know, it can be, you can buy it from Amazon or your local metaphysical shop. And yeah, but for some of the indie decks, I will be linking it down below. Next is another indie oracle deck. This is called the Poesis Oracle, and I got really I think I got a lot of oracles this year, and some of them are really amazing. This is like a 70 card oracle deck. I enjoy this a lot, but I don't use it a lot, and that is because of the cardstock. So this is a rose petal finish, and it's not one of my favorites, although I do understand why creators love it, because it does feel luxurious. But it's just, in practice, it's a little bit hard for me to use because I like working with jumpers, yeah, but so because of that reason, I don't use this a lot. But it is very versatile as well, like the Soul Trees Ascension. It matches with a lot of decks as well. But yeah, but I think I should get over that aversion or dislike for rose petal, because actually if you use it or if you shuffle it a lot, it does loosen up and doesn't stick as much. So I think, you know, I could just use this a bit more, and that would take care of my rose petal problem. Yeah, so this is the Poesis. I don't really know how to pronounce it properly, but it also doesn't come with a guidebook. But for each card, if you go online, there is a poem for it. So that is, I find that really cool. But mostly I just read this and get a message from the keyword and the art. And yeah, so very interesting deck. One that I should spend more time on in 2024. Okay, and I think, oh, one last deck. And I saved this for last, yeah. So, since I will be entering my hermit year next year, this deck seems fitting to use. This is the Solitary Witch Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. So I have already edged my copy in this like blue. I've been working with this for the last week or so. The art was really what got me. The keywords are also very interesting. It's not the usual keywords that you see in oracle decks. I'm not sure yet how I feel about the deck, to be honest. I did get this for the same reason that I got the what was that? Oh my god, I forgot. I'll be putting the name in the caption down below because I forgot. But it's the one. Oh gosh. Oh, Into the Lonely Woods. There you go. Into the Lonely Woods. It's another Blue Angel deck. I rehomed that. But this deck seems more aligned with what I wanted that deck to be. But I don't know, it's just something with Blue Angel decks, I think. Blue Angel Oracle decks that I'm not sure why I don't instantly connect with it. And I feel like I should actually instantly connect with this one, but it's taking me some time. But I do love it. And like the art on this it's beautiful. Like each card just looks like a work of art. If anything, I would keep it because of the art. And I did already spend time bonding with it by edging it, so I will be spending more time with this deck. in 2024. And I think that's it. You know, it's been it's been a long video. Thank you for staying with me and learning about what I want to do next year and seeing some of the decks that I will be working with. I do have several more decks coming in, so just to, at the top of my head, the ones that are coming in are the Starseeker Oracle. I recently got the Nameless One Oracle, the Intuitive Night Goddess, Influence of the Angels, the Solara Occulto deck from Kickstarter, the Sinagtala Tarot, which I also backed on Kickstarter, so those are expected to come in next year. And I also got the Forager's Daughter. So a lot of decks coming in. And yeah, so for sure 2024 would be more deck flip throughs. And at the end of the year, we'll check my tarot goals list if I actually accomplished any of them. So thank you again for watching. I hope you find this video helpful or at least entertaining. Don't forget to click on the like button and do consider subscribing to my channel. And Happy New Year! May 2024 be a good year for all of us. Wish you guys all the best. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And see you again next time. Bye!